Do you ever have those times when you know you need to do something, but it's just so difficult? Yeah, so do I. Hello, everyone. I am Janelle. I am an SLP Peep, and today we are going to continue on about literacy, but this time a little differently. Literacy in therapy. If you are new here, please feel free to like and subscribe, especially if you like this kind of content, because I pretty much talk about SLP stuff all the time. It kind of comes with the territory. I work in a pediatric outpatient clinic, which basically means I see children from ages 2 years, a few months to teenagers. Now, what is one of the hardest activities to get the kiddos working on? Literacy. So how exactly do I bring this up in therapy, especially when kids don't like books? Now, I will admit every child is different, so how I approach this needs to be individualized per every child, but there are some similarities that I do start out with or I end up doing with most of the children. Now, what exactly do I mean about that? Well, let's start this off and I will tell you. In one of my therapy rooms, there is a tall bookcase. On the lower two shelves about are two different types of books. One is board books. The second is textbooks, like college textbooks. For those that do not know what board books are, they have thicker pages, and generally speaking, if a child decides to gnaw on one of the pages, yes, there's going to be markings, but the page is going to survive. Now, those other kinds of books on the bottom of the bookshelf, the textbooks, I generally don't worry about those because for the most part, children leave those books alone. I don't know why. It's like they already know nobody wants those books. Now, some people may be going, I can understand why the board books are down there, but why the textbooks? Well, generally speaking, it's because they are heavy and the heaviest books do belong on the bottom of a bookcase for, safety and stability reasons. Now, board books are wonderful. Why? Because there's very few words, if not very few sentences, and it's the pictures that carry the story, if there's even a story at all. The pages are usually done brightly with tactile pages or pictures, meaning you could touch them and they'll feel different other than just feeling like a regular page. And as I mentioned before, the storyline is very simple or even non-existent. The non-existent storylines are basically like ABC books, My First Book of Colors, and so on and so forth. So yes, I prefer having these two types of books on the bottom, partially for safety reasons, but also because it's more age appropriate to the children that can reach those shelves. Now, after that, the third shelf on up, anything goes. These books may include board books, but they also may include all sorts of other things, including easy to read chapter books, textbooks still more or less, but the lighter kinds, book of poetry, picture books, who knows what else I have there, because the other day I found a book about chicken pox and kids don't need to worry about that anymore, I guess. Now, some children may want to go to that bookcase and pull off books as a game. What I tend to do is I make it a game putting the books back on. It may look something like Jenga or Don't Let the Book Slide. Sometimes I win at these, sometimes I don't. When children are young, I tend to want to play games with them away from the bookcase where they can still see it, but they know that they're playing with what we have right there. They'll see me go to the bookcase and grab the fun books, but it's only I that go over there, not them, at least not yet. Now, with me talking about this wonderful, beautiful bookcase, that's pretty much the first point about how to introduce books in therapy, just to make them available and present. Yeah, that's the main thing, making books available. Now, it's okay to have books that you want to keep safe. You don't want younger kids to have hold of them and possibly destroy them. That's okay. Making Every book like that may mean we need to find other books that a child can hold on to and experiment and play with so they can understand more about it. Now, to actually expose books to kids, as in, here's a book, we're going to go through it today, I generally bring it up very differently than that. I tend to be very upfront and honest with the children that come in the clinic. I tell them, okay, we're going to do 1 or 2 books before we play with anything, so let's get that done first. Whenever I'm using books for the first time with kids, I make it short, I make it sweet, I point out what I see in pictures, I let the pictures carry out the story, and I tend not to let this activity last for more than 5 minutes because generally I do not have their attention for 5 minutes. I also love giving children choices in the matter, such as, hey, before we play, we're going to go over 1 book. I know you don't like books, it's okay, because guess what? I already picked out 2 books, so you get to pick which one we do. So I have this one and this one. Which one do you want? Oh, you like this one? Perfect. I love this one too. And I was hoping you'd pick it, and you did. Okay, come on. We're going to do this, and we're going to make it so quick and easy. Okay. Yeah, there's online literacy as well. Teletherapy. Now, I do literacy online as well. Is it a little bit different? You bet it is. Is it possible? Oh, you bet it is as well. How is that even possible to do literacy online? I personally have a few short stories scanned onto a Google Drive in which, when I have a kid online, I can just share my view with them and we can read through the story. Don't worry, those books are for personal use only, so I don't need to worry about the copyright, anything. Or better yet, sometimes I pull up book read-alouds on YouTube. Do you know how many people do book read-alouds on YouTube? Like, it's insane. If there is a book you want to introduce a child to, chances are somebody has read it aloud and posted it on YouTube. There are usually also a few renditions per story. Have you heard of the man that's able to rap Dr. Seuss? What about the person that uses multiple different voices for each character in a book? What about you want to listen to it only, so only pictures are shown, but no words? Or better yet, no pictures, no words, it's just an image and you have to listen to the whole story. There are so many different renditions, and generally speaking, if you do not find the rendition you want, or if you do not find the book you want, you can let somebody know and they'll help you out with it. YouTube has a great feature in which you can speed up or slow down the playback speed. So if you have a client that needs things to be read faster or slower, you could do that by clicking the cogwheel, playback speed, and then picking out whichever playback speed you need. For exposure to happen, we need to start easy. Literacy may seem like a slow and tedious process, but it's definitely one of those things where as soon as the ball starts rolling, it can go by pretty quickly and pretty awesomely as well. Yes, I will make up a word. And don't forget, exposure with books also means the caregiver reading books as well. In order for children and clients to be interested, they may want to see you be interested in books as well. So don't be surprised if you are a motivating factor. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a terrific day. And for the question of the day, what was the first book you remember reading? Leave your answers and comments down below, and I hope you have a terrific day. Please remember to like and subscribe, and until next time, bye-bye.